Guys, there's nothing I like more than a show or an episode that breaks the fourth wall. What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here to give you guys my review on episode 7 of WandaVision. First off, let me apologize for never giving out my review on episode 6, but that was during a time when there was bad weather stuff and other stuff going on that I just couldn't get to it. But before I go into episode 7, which I really want to, let me just give you all my thoughts on episode 6. So the whole costume episode with Wanda and Vision going back into their classic superhero uniforms back in the comics and everything. That was a great Easter egg right there. But then, of course, we had X-Men's Future Days of Future Past Pietro in here, and you could already tell that Wanda was like, he's nothing like the Pietro I know, or for that matter, how he looks. But the one thing you could never take away from that episode was how it was revealing more, that was showing that, as I said before, Wanda's in control of some of this, but not all of this. Like, some of what happened just happened without her knowing. As it was shown when Pietro asked her how she did all this, she was like, she doesn't know. It's like it just happened. And then there you got Vision. You had Vision who decided to go out into West, in the further side of Westview. And again, to answer my question, what would happen if he went outside of the dimension barrier of it? And it showed that if he went outside of it, it looks like it was going to break apart. For that matter, he couldn't break out of it. He was like living in there like a caged rat or something. But that may be going a little too far there. But also, great that it was showing us the other side of the real MCU world with Darcy, Jimmy, and Monica trying to help, but Sword Guy just going crazy until finally Wanda expanded it more. And that's what led us into this week's episode, which, by the way, finally gives us the real culprit in all of this to be revealed, as it is...
Who's been messing up everything?
It's been Agatha all along.
Oh, I just love that song they did at the end. It's been Agatha all along. I'm sorry, guys. I just had to say it myself because I'm not gonna lie. I think I could listen to that music for like the whole episode if I wanted to. Oh man. Now, first off, I never said any. I know I never said I think it was Agatha. I was thinking it was Mephisto, and I still believe Mephisto has some involving in this in some way. He may not be the true culprit in all this, but somehow he's involved in this too, if not inadvertently. It's Agatha who's the real culprit in all this. And just so you know, if y'all saw my last review, I acknowledged that I have that in the back of my head, and it turns out the back of my head was the real culprit in all this. But still, I think we all kind of also knew, considering how things kept going, that Agatha was pretty much getting pointed to, especially with last week's episode with how she was dressed as the witch and stuff. It was kind of signifying to us that, yeah, Agatha's about to stop playing games and show off her things. And yeah, it's been shown us, as it said,
Who's been pulling every evil string?
It's been Agatha all along.
sorry guys, I can't help it. I just love that song. But she was the one that brought in the X-Men's Pietro and all this other stuff that was going on. And yeah, she finally had enough time playing around that she just decided to reveal everything to Wanda. Now, how is their relationship going to be in here? For what we're seeing, it looks like they're going to be enemies, but in the comics, it's been shown that they have something of a complex relationship here. They're neither friends or enemies. It's like a mixed bag of sorts, kind of like how it is with Captain Marvel and Rogue, how those two will acknowledge they're never going to be friends, but they're not exactly enemies. It's kind of a complicated relationship there. And maybe that's what it is here. Who knows what's going on? Why Agatha is doing this, we don't know. But from what it's been showing us and stuff, I guess what? Maybe she just wanted to play around with Wanda, or take for instance, like when she told Wanda she's not the only magic user around. And that makes me think that what if she came here to Wanda because she wanted to learn more about her magic powers and stuff? Now, that's just a guess because let's not forget, this all happened at the end of the episode. So we can't be for certain why
It's been Agatha all along.
I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I just can't help it. So expect it in here constantly if I ever get to that point. But nevertheless, though, now that we know it's her, we're going to see where this takes us to come the next 2 episodes because we're down to 2 more episodes to the season finale until we go into the next season. Which, if Mephisto isn't involved in this now, I would like to think come season 2. And the reason why I still stay stuck on Mephisto here, it's not because I'm obsessed with him. I'm a huge fan of him and stuff. It's just more of the fact that we've already got signs and stuff showing that he's out there in the MCU universe. And by that, I'm talking about Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, and Robbie Reyes. Mephisto is the devil of the Marvel universe. So the mere fact that we had Robbie Reyes in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. saying he made a deal with the devil, and they confirmed in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that Johnny Blaze is out there and stuff, makes you know that, yes, Mephisto is out there too somehow. So that's why I still keep this in me that Mephisto will be showing up. That's basically what this all is. But now, having said all that, though, let's go ahead and talk about the part that I made in my intro, and that's the fourth wall breaking. And boy, did I love that! I'm always a fan of the fourth wall breaking because it makes things get more funny and entertaining that way. From Deadpool to Doom Patrol, those shows, that show and movie was all about the fourth wall breaking and everything. It's always hilarious when they do that. Now, fortunately, in season 2 of Doom Patrol, we didn't have that because the one who was doing all that fourth wall breaking, nobody wasn't there. But nevertheless, the fourth wall breaking they did in this one, yeah, funny stuff. It was pretty much all about Vision and Wanda having counseling with somebody, or better yet, us, the audience, saying how they're feeling about all this and stuff, and being all weird about it and stuff. It just made me laugh all the time. I was just like, go ahead, guys, keep going. I'm entertained by all of this. Oh, so much fun. And then let me real quick talk about Darcy, who said how she jokingly would have liked to have been a part of this cast and then was. Funny stuff. Funny how she had to be a part of a circus, almost like part of a clown troupe. I don't know if that's what she had in mind. Considering how her actor's been in other soap operas, though, and sitcoms, I would suspect she would have thought something like that. But still, though, one thing to look at in all this is her and Vision during their discussion. This Vision can't seem to remember anything from when he was alive, back when he was made by Ultron, and to his death. That's where Darcy came in and had to explain things and everything, which is making you very interested in this. And another thing to find out interesting about Vision was how he came into Sword's possession. Well, not necessarily how, but why he was in Sword's possession. It's because the director of Sword, Tyler, wanted to make Vision a weapon. Mostly, my guess is to combat any of these superhero problems, because this guy has shown he has a real vendetta against people with powers and stuff. And I guess he wanted Vision as a countermeasure to that stuff. And that's where I guess in the end Wanda showed up, where I still once again say that somebody might have been influencing Wanda. And if that was Agatha, why did Agatha do that? Why did she do that? Why did she want to do that? Who knows? But either way, one thing's for certain, though, to look into all this is that when Monica, who went back into the reality and this time trying her best to calm Wanda down and let her know of what's going on, we once again see how, once again, Wanda's emotions really can take over her and stuff. And I'm not going to go on and saying that
It's been Agatha all along.
But whether it was her or not, and this is actually Wanda and her just filled up with her emotions, thinking that Sword is being a threat to her, which is understandable to a degree. you gotta really be saying to Wanda, like, girl, learn to put your emotions in check and try to calm down on some of this stuff. Because she was thinking that Sword was the one that brought that X-Men Pietro in there. And that's where I was like, girl, think about it. This is Sword. They're kind of like S.H.I.E.L.D. and whatnot. How do you think they're going to have the power to just do something like that? I mean, I know Sword and S.H.I.E.L.D. can work on all sorts of different types of equipment and stuff. And yeah, maybe stuff that can make you go through dimensions, Asgard and all that stuff. But I don't know if they've successfully made it to the whole multiverse dimension thing. But hey, as I said before, Wanda's just so filled up with emotion when Monica shows up. It's just all very weird in that scene there. Of course, gets broken up by Agatha when she feels that Monica is ruining everything. At least that's what I'm led to believe when she went in there and intervened the confrontation. Which, by the way, during that confrontation, you notice how everyone except Agatha was pretty much frozen. Yeah, frozen. But one more thing to also look at here is, yeah, Monica's powers. How interesting is it that her powers, how she ends up gaining her powers, or so it would seem, is kind of how like Wanda and Captain Marvel got their powers, which was through an Infinity Stone. And like, but hers is a little more different since Wanda powers came from an Infinity Stone, and as Monica was actually forcing herself to go back in there, getting multitudes of all her life and stuff before going through all that. My guess is that's where the energy of the Infinity Stone arise, and how it's now given Monica her powers to where she's now gonna be that superhero. I forget, Blue Angel or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I do apologize for that. But it is showing us that Monica here, now that she's in there and she knows that Wanda's in danger here, hopefully she soon figures out that it's Agatha, which it looks like it's gonna be or not. Well, or better yet, it is just not. We don't know if it'll be in a good way or a bad way. And I say that as in the post-credit scene where we see her trying to look like she's getting inside Agatha's house, and then who appears behind her but none other than the X-Men Pietro. And so this makes me think, though, even though this was all part of Agatha's doing, making that X-Men Pietro and stuff, this makes me wonder, though, will this Pietro still have a mind of his own to where he wants freedom and stuff, like he's able to get out of Agatha's control, if that's what we're getting here? That's what I'm wondering. And if he is, will he help Monica in helping Wanda get away from Agatha? Or is this him capturing her and bringing her to Agatha, where Agatha will learn what's really going on? That most of it is in.
Thanks to Agatha, naughty Agatha.
It's been Agatha all along.
Who knows? All I just know is we are in for it in this one. And all I gotta say with Agatha, she is definitely insidious. But all I know is that after this episode, one can only wonder how much groundbreaking stuff is coming to us. One thing we can know from the promos, we still got the whole thing with the Mind Stone coming into play here, and in the fact that Vision and Wanda are going to work together to stop Agatha or something like that. And Sword, because let's not forget, with the director of Sword still out there wanting to do something like cuckoo crazy, like sounds like he wants to blow up the neighborhood, which is a little hasty there, man. Don't you think you want to try to think this through a little bit? Oh, who knows? All I just know is great episode with episode 6 and 7. 7 being the groundbreaking part, especially at the end. One thing for certain, I can't wait for this upcoming week and see what we got here. But I'm going to go ahead, guys, leave it all at that. And if you're enjoying my videos, all you got to do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And until then, MegaGeekMixer signing out. Bye!